All right, a change of pace now, and the Dunkley by-election is next weekend. Will it be a sign the government is back on track after a wobbly finish to 2023, or will it show that Peter Dutton and the Coalition are back in the game? Joining me at the desk, former Minister in the Howard Government and Bondi Partners Senior Advisor, Peter McGauran. How are you, Pete?
Excellent, thanks, Tim.
What do you think? The Peter McGauran crystal ball on the Dunkley by-election?
A likely Labor win, but it's close. No, both sides are nervous. Both sides have good candidates, and the opposition are confident that their cost of living and crime campaign is eroding the long lead that Labor has, 6.3%. So I think Labor will win it as of today, but they're not banking it.
The wages growth this week was good news for them.
It was 4.3%, just ahead of the inflation rate of 4.1%. It's illusionary though, Tim. 4.3% is before tax, so you've got to take off 30% for most people. It doesn't take into account the 7% plus mortgage rate. So it's a trend. It's a trend in the right direction. But again, it's not slam dunk for the government. Nothing the government can do at the moment can quickly or easily turn around the economy or their political fortunes. But things are moving in their favour slowly but surely.
Doing a little bit better than the former boss of Woolworths at the moment after that interview earlier in the week. But
yes, and he's walking out with only $24.5 million, so my heart goes out.
How's he going to get by? Now, just quickly, what's your forecast for interest rates on the back of what we're seeing? Do you think, like, it seems to be very much 50-50. They'll either rise at the end of the year or not till 2025. Or no, not rise, drop. I mean.
Drop, yeah. No, I think you're right, Tim. People are generally aligned on the belief that they will begin to be cut towards the end of the year. If it's September, we'd be lucky. I noticed the head of the Commonwealth Bank came out during the week and called for an interest rate cut towards the end of the year. So there's still going to be tough going and pain, but there is a light on the horizon, but it's a pretty distant horizon.
Yeah, a lot of that pain has just built up over time, hasn't it? Now, the boatload of asylum seekers' arrival on Australian mainland, has the Coalition been able to show a vulnerability here for the government, or is the PM showing that Peter Dutton's language is damaging and a pull factor itself for people smugglers? It's an interesting one.
It's an interesting one, but the government has sent them all off to Nauru now, and some of the 40 illegal arrivals have already returned to Pakistan. So the government did act resolutely, but Dutton was able to tie it in with a proven reduction in the aerial and maritime surveillance of our coast. So he scored points there, and it sort of feeds into the narrative also of the absurdity and the risk of releasing 140 detainees back into the community without proper protection. So it's a strong narrative for the opposition. If it weren't for the budget cuts, if it weren't for the illegal, for the release of the stateless detainees, then the Prime Minister could point to it as a one-off, to which he's reacted strongly. So no, it's a strong point for the opposition.
It's a difficult one from a humanistic point of view, because most people that have travelled the world, and you and I have been all over the world, you really feel for those that are in those boats. They're, just trying to find some sort of refuge.
Yes, but it's an economic refuge.
Yeah, I understand that.
And no country in the world. But
I'm just going on our humanistic side of things, that's all.
You're a softie.
I am a softie, but I reckon most people that want to cause trouble would be flying into Mascot or Tullamarine.
I think most people would look at them and say, sorry, there's a front door and there's a back door. You've got to go through the front door.
Okay, I am a softie.